Welcome to the last part 3. And then we're talking about the Mid-Atlantic. Today our story starts in Massachusetts with a dude named Paul Cuffe. He became very wealthy from the shipping and trade industry. And so he saw black liberation as only available by starting a colony, an all-black colony in West Africa. Folks from Nova Scotia, Canada had already moved to Sierra Leone, as well as some Jamaicans, and it was connected to the British government. Paul Cuffe's trade license was granted by the British government. So he wanted Sierra Leone to be a global outpost for black American trade. And so he started laying that groundwork in 1811. By 1816, a bunch of political white elites, they look at Paul Cuffe's idea and they're like, that sounds like a good idea, but I'm gonna put my own twist on it. They start the American Colonization Society. Black elites see that as, that's a chance for us to run our own colony over in Liberia and make a lot of money. But the black majority, they had to silence them because they said, no, what you're really trying to do is take me away from all my cousins down there in slavery and keep them in bondage while getting rid of all the free black people that question the institution of slavery. What happens is a lot of black people don't go to Liberia where the white people wanted them to go. Now, Paul Cuffe, he dies in 1817, and so his plans in Sierra Leone don't live out in the way that he imagined. However, he represents a group of black elites that had gained a whole bunch of money, they had a lot of land, and through their land, they had gained voting rights. That changed dramatically by the 1830s. Between the Haitian Revolution that ended in 1804, the slave uprising in New Orleans in 1811, Denmark Vesey slave revolt in Charleston, South Carolina in 1822, and the Nat Turner Rebellion in Virginia in 1831, a lot of people were skeptical of free blacks.
Oh Lord, what will we do?
They thought they were gonna kill all the white people. So immediately, Northern legislators, they started writing laws that excluded even black elites from voting power. And on top of that, a lot of Scottish and Irish immigrants were moving into urban cities and they were waging riots against black neighborhoods. So leaving the United States seemed like a more feasible idea. And so now black people, they looked all over. Some people out of Cincinnati, they started a whole conference called the NEGRO Convention to look at Canada as a place to move. People looked at Mexico, they looked at Brazil, they looked at Jamaica, Cuba, Trinidad, everywhere you could think of. But what they really had their eyes on was the black utopia. Right, the first black republic, Haiti. While only a few hundred people out of Cincinnati had moved to Canada, a few thousand people, mostly out of Baltimore and Philly and New York, moved to Haiti. But when they got there, it wasn't all that they had imagined. One, even though it was black owned, they didn't realize that they were still gonna have to be cutting sugarcane. Two, they had a lot of issues with the language barrier. Haitian Creole was not a language they knew. It's what's good, not sac passe. Three, they had a lot of issues adapting to voodoo that was the predominant religion on the island. So pretty much all of them, they ended up coming back to the States, but also with a new energy to demand political rights.